Good evening, viewers. We welcome you to today's edition of the news. Here are the top stories of today. HSPDP backs government's push for second phase of boundary talks. HSPDP reiterates opposition to uranium mining. Behdeinkhlam festival concludes with Grand Atnar ceremony. India-Australia deepen strategic partnership across key sectors. US-Iran conflict escalates with fresh airstrikes and missiles attacks. The news in detail. First, let's take a look at the local news. The Hill State People's Democratic Party has reaffirmed its support for the Meghalaya government's efforts to resolve the long-pending interstate boundary dispute with Assam, welcoming the launch of the second phase of negotiations. HSPDP President KP Pangnang expressed confidence that the remaining 6 areas of differences would be settled under the leadership of Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma and urged people in the affected areas to actively participate in the consultation process to help achieve an amicable solution.
Regarding to settle the long pending interstate boundary with Assam. Now we are coming to the next step of second phase settlement. So the party, once again, we reiterate our stand that we are the party being part and parcel with the MA government. Boundary settlement is one of our issue that we have raised time and again. So today the party would like to tell the people of the state that the second phase settlement of the boundary dispute, we hope that it will meet our long pending issue to be settled down by this present government.
The Hill State People's Democratic Party has announced that it will neither contest the upcoming Lok Sabha by-election nor support the United Democratic Party candidate. HSPDP President KP Pangnang said the decision was taken after the Regional Democratic Alliance failed to reach a consensus on a common candidate, adding that the party would remain neutral and allow its local leaders to decide independently whom to support while continuing its alliance with the UDP on state issues.
Tingim yo sui akalat bangin ya lelang ya candidate ni common candidate. Tingi ya kren berada ke basuk da ke basung tu pada yang to ka RTA kan ne sa markan pek da kamta ki larger issue jong ka state hebra ko wei. Tere yau candidate ya mentahi na marba ngimyo lat ban ya baik ba. Tingi ni shahi ba ya mentah minam dan yo candidate ladehi but minam yeng lang ru ha ka jingya kesan lang ku mensua yo candidate jongka UDP ni pernah kalian ke parti halo kan eru ni perkat sani ba namar bangim don candidate namar ngim ya mon ru yo tau common candidate te ngi man se ba ya kan ke kam ni su nya long kum balong neutral we kalian mo pat ya kan ke kam ni se ya selok iru ha kajing start chongki nong yalam misi tu ya gani syak party functionaries haki district level haki constituency level but haki private unit jong party bakai ha kajing start ke chongki kumno ban kersan nong new MP ha by election namar ngi mi olat su ban penmi lo jong ko tong la ka jong symbol jong.
The Meghalaya Cabinet has approved an amendment to the lease agreement for Orchid Resort at Mau Kasiang, New Shillong. enabling its proposed upgrade into a 5-star resort. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said the revised lease requires a one-time security deposit of 5 crore and payment of 4% of the resort's annual turnover to the Meghalaya Tourism Development Corporation, with the upgrade proceeding only after the leaseholders accept the new terms.
Concerned parties who got the project got the permission to start or to take over the property, and the property is leased out, and they're running the property. But there is a demand from them to allow them to invest and make that property into a 5-star, because right now it's not, by the investments being made by them, by the private sector. And so based on that, obviously the terms and agreement of the lease have to be amended. So this came to the cabinet today, and we have decided to amend it based on the similar clauses which have been given to other 5-star hotels developments, which is basically that they have to put a deposit of 5 crores, one-time deposit, and also 4% of the overall turnover has to be given to the government of Meghalaya, the MTTC. So those terms and conditions will be, as part of the agreement. And once they accept that the permission to upgrade it to 5-star hotel will be, 5-star category resort will be given to the concerned party.
The Meghalaya government has proposed technology-driven tunnel mining as a safer alternative to open-cast mining, with Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma urging the centre to allow modern mining methods using 3D mapping, risk assessment and improve safety infrastructure. The state has also sought a review of the 100-acre mining requirement under the MMDR Act and delegation of approval powers, with union and state officials set to meet within 10 days to finalize the proposal.
As you're aware that the ban has been lifted by Supreme Court, but at the same time the conditions of the MMDR Act, which require different scientific approaches, and open cast mining and large areas to be mined, was something that were becoming a problem for our local miners. And therefore we took up this matter with central government, and I'm very pleased to inform you that the Honorable Minister was very much in line with what we mentioned, and he agreed that yes, 100 acres is not something which is feasible for our local miners, and hence we must review it again. And it is difficult for the local miners to go to Delhi all the time and apply for different license and paperwork, and hence some other mechanism must be sought out. Yet the safety of miners must be kept in mind, and therefore what kind of technology that can be used to maintain that safety needs to be also examined. And therefore Minister has suggested that the Secretary, Coal and Additional Secretary and officials from Meghalaya government must sit in the coming days, maybe a week or 10 days time, and thrash out all the issues, discuss all the matters that have been proposed by us, and come up with a formal kind of a presentation to him.
The Democratic Party has reaffirmed its long-standing opposition to uranium mining in Meghalaya and welcomed the state government's assurance that it has no plans to pursue uranium extraction. PDP President KP Pangyang said the party has consistently opposed uranium mining and praised Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma for clarifying that the government has no intention of reopening the issue.
We stand the same decision, because I have seen yesterday in the media report that the Honorable Chief Minister of the state, he has clearly mentioned that no further talk regarding mining uranium in Meghalaya. So we are so happy, and we congratulate once again the Chief Minister of the state for his bold and immediate decision that he has taken, and informed to all the citizens of the state that the government has no more intention to initiate uranium mining in the state.
Chairperson of the Meghalaya State Commission for Women, Yamonlang Seem, has urged one-stop centre personnel to prioritise their mental, emotional and physical well-being while supporting survivors of gender-based violence. Speaking at the capacity building program in Shillong, she stressed that self-care, continuous learning and skill development are essential for frontline workers to provide effective, compassionate and professional support to women in distress.
We cannot give unless we have. It's impossible. So that's why, that is what capacity is about. That is how we deepen ourselves. That is how we stir the soil. That's how we pull out those things. That's why we reflect. It's the ability to change, to adapt, to learn, to grow, to be humble enough. If we're not teachable, we can't teach others. Again, as I said, some of us are so set in our ways. 2 + 2 = 4, and that's the way we go. We can't think of another way of doing things.
The 4-day Behdeinkhlam festival concluded with the traditional Muchai ceremony at Seem Atnar in Juwai, attended by Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, Meghalaya Deputy Chief Minister Sniao Bhalangdhar and other dignitaries. The celebration featured sacred rituals, the procession of traditional rods carrying messages on faith, education, environmental responsibility and social welfare, before culminating with the symbolic immersion of the rods at the sacred pool of Atnar. Thousands of devotees and visitors gathered to witness the colourful ceremonies which mark the triumph of good over evil and seek peace, prosperity and blessings for the community.
I have carried message of goodwill from the state of Assam to our brothers in Meghalaya and more specifically to the brothers and sisters of Jaintia Hills. I convey my lot of good wishes and pray for success of the festival. I'll come again and I'll also join the festival. I'll also jump in the pond. I'll definitely come.
Members of the Khasi Students' Union locked the office of the ICAR Director at ICAR Research Complex for North Eastern Hill region, alleging that the official behaved disrespectfully when approached over granting a holiday for the Behdeinkhlam festival. The union claimed the director refused to consider the request and remained unresponsive during discussions, prompting KSU members to ask employees to vacate the premises before locking the office in protest.
Discuss the morning time has come. The morning time. You know that procedure. You know.
Moving on to the national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Anthony Albanese have agreed to fast-track negotiations on the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement while signing a landmark nuclear cooperation pact to facilitate Australian uranium supplies to India. The two leaders also announced initiative in defense, clean energy, critical minerals, cyber technologies, maritime and space cooperation, with Prime Minister Modi stressing that the 21st century is technology-driven and expressing confidence that stronger India-Australia ties, particularly through youth collaboration, would benefit the world and further strengthen the Indo-Pacific partnership.
पीएम सूर्यघर योजना को सपोर्ट करने के लिए हमने मिलकर गुजरात में रूफटॉप सोलर ट्रेनिंग एकेडमी बनाई है। ये एकेडमी अनेक महिलाओं और युवाओं की कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में योगदान देगी। न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी के क्षेत्र में आज हमने एक महत्वपूर्ण समझौता किया है। इससे ऑस्ट्रेलिया से भारत को यूरेनियम सप्लाई का मार्ग खुलेगा और हमारे क्लीन एनर्जी के उद्देश्यों को नई ताकत मिलेगी। क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स में हमारा सहयोग हमारी स्ट्रेटेजिक सिक्योरिटी और क्लीन एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है। इसी सोच के साथ आज हमने ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंडिया पार्टनरशिप ऑन साइबर क्रिटिकल टेक्नोलॉजीज एंड सप्लाई चेन्स यानी एआई पैक्ट की पहल ली है। हम मिलकर क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स कॉरिडोर पर भी काम करेंगे।
The government has reaffirmed its commitment to making India the global hub for artificial intelligence applications and AI-driven solutions. Speaking at the CII Global Capacity Center's Business Summit 2026, S. Krishnan said the focus is on leveraging AI to boost productivity across sectors, while Chief Economic Advisor V. Anantha Nageshwaran highlighted that India now hosts around half of the world's global capacity centers, driven by its strong talent base.
Ministries, yes, I mean they've submitted certain requests in terms of, or certain proposals in terms of the kind of applications they want, as to what their requirements are. The Prime Minister had asked all ministries after during the AI summit, saying that they should sort of visit the summit, hear various speakers and also visit the various stalls, etc. In the exhibition and come back with where they think AI could be applied in their respective ministries. So almost about 762 such suggestions were received, and we are working with the various ministries to identify how to take it forward.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired a conference of superintendents of police from border districts in New Delhi to review the security situation along India's international borders and strengthen enforcement measures. The meeting will bring together SPs from border states and union territories along with senior Home Ministry officials to discuss key challenges including illegal immigration, infiltration, demographic changes, drone threats and narcotic trafficking, while exploring measures to further enhance the country's border security framework. Political unrest has intensified in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir after the Joint Awami Action Committee called a final protest over the alleged failure of Pakistani authorities to meet its demands, including the release of detained leaders and restoration of essential services. Thousands have reportedly joined demonstrations across several towns, while authorities have banned the GAAC, arrested more than 1,000 people and tightened securities. Protesters have also alleged shortages of food and medicines, with GAAC leaders appealing for humanitarian assistance and accusing the government of imposing an economic blockage.
तमाम परेशान हाल है, दुकानें बंद हैं, कारोबार इसलिए बंद है कि तमाम कारोबार इस वक्त पूरे दुनिया में नेट के ऊपर कारोबार है। अगर नेट सिस्टम नहीं होगा तो कारोबार नहीं होगा। लोग अपने पैसे निकालने के लिए परेशान हैं, अपने पैसे निकालने के लिए बैंकों में जाते हो तो नेट नहीं है, अगर कोई ऑर्डर करते हो तो नेट नहीं है, किसी जगह पे कोई माल मंगवाना है तो नेट नहीं है, पैसे ऑनलाइन करने हैं तो नेट नहीं है। दूसरी बात यह है कि इस वक्त तालीमी साल जो ज़ाया हो रहे हैं, अवाम परेशान है। ये इस वक्त ख़वातीन भी यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं, आप इनको भी ज़रा दिखाएं, ये भी देख लें, ये भी सब परेशान हाल है, लोग देख रहे हैं कि क्या करें। हुकूमत से हम अपील करते हैं कि खुदा ये इसकी तरफ देखें, बाज़ारों को खुलाने में वो खुलाने के लिए तो आते हैं, लेकिन ये नहीं सोचते कि बाज़ार खोल के दुकानदार करेंगे क्या। एक दुकान है जिस पे 10 आदमी मुलाजिम है, तो 10 आदमी को तनख्वाह कहाँ से देगा? दिन में वो 10 गाहक भी नहीं आएंगे, तो तनख्वाह कहाँ से देगा?
Moving on to the international news. The conflict between the United States and Iran intensified after U.S. forces launched fresh airstrikes on military and port facilities across Iran, prompting Tehran to target Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar with missiles and drones. The latest exchange followed renewed tensions over attacks in the Strait of Hormuz, with the U.S. saying it struck around 90 targets to weaken Iran's military capabilities, while Iranian state media reported explosion in several cities, including Bushehr and Bandar Abbas.
We just hit them very hard, and I say we hit them 20-1. Every time they hit us, we're going to hit them 20. And we did it last night. They did a little something today, but it was really retribution for last night. They hit actually 3 boats, not 2. And when they hit, we hit back much harder. It's another way of doing it. We have many ways we can win, but we've already won militarily. They have very little left, and they want to make a deal so badly. They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
The death toll from Venezuela's twin earthquakes has risen to 3,811, with 16,740 people injured and nearly 18,000 left homeless, according to National Assembly President Jorge Rodriguez. Interim President Delcy Rodriguez has appealed for international sanction to be eased and frozen overseas assets, including Venezuelan gold held by the Bank of England, to be released to support the country's earthquake recovery and reconstruction efforts. And in sports news, "17-year-old Ashwat S. from Kanyakumari has become India's 98th Grandmaster after securing his final Grandmaster norm at the 2026 Pune International Grandmaster Round Robin. Needing a final round victory, Ashwat defeated Kanant Vaidyanathan of the United States to finish second with 7 points from 9 rounds, marking a major milestone in India's growing success in world chess.
Scored 7 points, which was exactly what he needed to secure his GM.
And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 29 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 84%. Rainfall 9.0 millimeters. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 79%. Rainfall 3.1 millimeters. Meanwhile, in Juwai, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 85%. Rainfall 2.1 millimeters. And the focus in Tura, Shillong and Juwai says moderate rain with thunderstorm likely at many places. Before we wind up, let's have a look at the headlines once again. HSPDP backs government's push for second phase of boundary talks. HSPDP reiterates opposition to uranium mining. Behdeinkhlam festival concludes with Grand Atnar ceremony. India-Australia deepened strategic partnership across key sectors. And US-Iran conflict escalates with fresh airstrikes and missiles attacks. Well, viewers, that's all we have in today's edition of the news. Do join us again tomorrow with more updates. Have yourself a good night.